Back in It'll Make It Clear, it's your host Rob Lowe bringing y'all season 6, episode 32. We got another Humble Yourself episode with.
Skye.
Hey, that was the first time that shit happened on chemistry right there. What's up, D?
What's good, man? This gonna be a good one for me because I got a lot of deep questions. I got a lot of deep thoughts. So, this gonna be a good one for me.
Oh, you can't say that and not start it off. Go ahead and start the joint off, bro. What you got, man?
Oh,
Don't be
man.
lying.
Okay, which one I want to start off with? Okay, so we know that you like. Oh well, explain who is Skye before I go into my questions. I'm sorry.
Ooh, okay. So, my name is Skye Webster. I'm 25 years old. I was born in Indianapolis, Indiana, but I grew up in Northeast DC.
Okay.
From elementary through college, I've been here, so the city raised me for real. I graduated from UDC with 2 degrees. I have a degree in architectural engineering and urban sustainability. I have a nonprofit, Concerned Citizens Demanding Change. And I also operate a storefront with my best friend, Synergy and Serenity, located at DuPont Circle next to Assets. And my 9 to 5 is I work for the city as an environmental protection specialist. So I go around the city, I evaluate homes to see how we can make them more sustainable. So, yeah.
So, all right. So before I even get into my questions, you from Indiana? Are you a Colts fan?
I grew up a Coast fan.
Let's go!
Okay.
We out here.
That's all he needed for the whole show. He may as well go home.
Came in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah. Colts fan, stand up, horseshoe, hoo. Yes.
Alright,
I'm
so how do we off that? Nah, first off, I want to ask, anybody ever called you a superhero before?
I don't think I ever.
It's the first day, superhero Skye.
Oh.
And I'm seeing you with the Concerned Citizens DC movement. You know what I'm saying? I want you to talk about. I know you got nominated for a fellowship. And talk about just that whole experience of just starting that and where it is now.
Definitely. So prior to Concerned Citizens, I was up at UDC. I was Miss UDC at the time, from 2018 to 2019. Then the pandemic hit, and that stopped a lot of what I was doing at the university. And so I started reaching out to someone who worked at my school, also a really good friend of mine, Ty. And I was in Ohio at the time when I seen everyone protesting and the George Floyd, everything was happening in DC, and I'm in Ohio. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta do something when I get back. So I called my friend Ty, and I'm like, I need something that's organized. I'm not just trying to be out there yelling. I'm trying to actually
Have a plan.
Yeah, be a part of a plan, And he was like, I'm about to hop on a call tomorrow with a group of people, and we about to do what we do. Hopped on a call. We started doing organized protests. We hadn't even had a name. We hadn't had an Instagram. We were just hopping on a call for about a week straight. And I was like, we need a name. We need a platform. We need something. And they're like, let's name it Concerned Citizens. So I was like, okay, Concerned Citizens DC. Our first year was just a lot of holding space in the streets and stuff. But then once it wasn't cool to be outside anymore, we were we gotta be able to segue people who have a lot of energy to do more community engagement, actually put your foot on the floor outside of the monuments, outside of just holding a sign and looking cool and taking a cool flick for the moment.
Right.
So we started working on the South Side in 10th place with Guns Down Friday. We started mentoring kids, still my little babies to this day. And we just started hosting different events. It started with doing Juneteenth, and as the seasons changed, we started working on gun violence prevention events. So we started doing pumpkin smashing, where we just try to cultivate events on some of the most dangerous nights of the year, whether it's 4th of July, Halloween, different things like that, just to make sure that kids are able to be active, kids are able to be kids, and get the fulfillment out the holiday without having to get caught up in what's happening in the streets. From there, Concerned Citizens, we're really made up of a group of 6 people, and we just all use our knowledge from what we had. So for me, I hadn't even worked with kids prior to CCDC. But working with my friend Kayla, she was an educator, so she pushed me down that lane, and I was able to like work with everybody else in CCDC to push us in the direction of like sustainability. So we were able to adopt a garden at Barnard Elementary in Ward 4. We work around Dick Street, around Clay Terrace, all food producing gardens, and what's considered like food deserts or food swamps. And yeah, we work in different avenues, and we've been doing it for like 3 years. And I was recently nominated for the Black Justice Fellows grant. I was awarded $15,000, and which is like incredible for me because it's like when I do this work, thank you.
Crazy.
When I do this work, I'm not really doing it like hoping to like find a coin out of it. Like I do it within my free time, and like the kids, I would spend my last on the kids, and it is not cheap feeding kids and making sure they got something to do. Like it's not cheap. So it's just really heartwarming to like see that like someone was able to see the work that I've been doing, seeing all the people who nominated me and voted me into this position. It's only more motivating, you know. I got to celebrate with my kids. I already told them that like we got to go to Kingston, man. we got to go up, okay? Yeah, for sure. Have a cookout, something, okay?
What you think, B?
So just like how you motivating these kids as they grow older, who was that motivation for you? You know, to put that star woman, that superwoman, you know, inside of you. Who was that for you?
It wasn't for me necessarily a who as much as it was a what. Growing up, I grew up with a single mom. I'm the middle child. I got an older brother, younger sister. And being in the house without food, or like seeing my mom struggle to pay rent, or even like when I went to UDC and I had to find my own housing, it was just like, that was the what. It was like, if I'm going through this, how many other people are going through it? And at that time, I felt like I was making it look good. I wasn't really, I mean, I think from the outside, you couldn't really tell that I was going through all this stuff, like in high school. Like, I was just,
over there.
I was fairly involved, but like people didn't know I was involved because I just didn't want to go home. Like, it was just like the circumstances. So like I would join like every sport, every after school activity. I'm doing it, like, just so I didn't have to go back in the house. And when I went to UDC, I think that was the first time I realized like how many people in DC are going through similar problems, because a lot of people in DC look at UDC, even I was guilty of this, be like, I'm not going there and it's close to home. But when you go there, everyone's in there. Even the people who aren't talking about being in UDC, there are plenty of people in DC who are registered there.
Go straight to class.
I'm telling you, be right in there quietly. And it made me realize like how many students like were facing regular DC problems, struggling with housing, struggling with food insecurity, struggling with finding jobs, and were still going to school every day trying to get their education. So those were like the whats, if not the who's, for real.
That's a testimony right there.
Yeah, I understand when you're saying, you know, what you went through kind of made you who you is. And when you go through a lot of things, you got to keep your energy right. You know, you got to keep your synergy, your serenity, all that. Right. So we're going to talk about that, because I pulled up on the website. You got the bracelets, you got the necklaces, you got all of
Shop with us.
Shining. Let's go. Oh, matter of fact, stop right there. What you got on your wrist? What you flexing today?
I got some dendristic agate. It brings abundance. It also brings you connection to the earth. I got some bloodstone. It helps with your health. Also brings you closer to the earth. Got some serpentine. I gotta really show y'all this one. Every black person needs this. It heals generational trauma. It brings you closer to like your heart's connection, your heart's purpose. This is a nice little mix. I call this my abundance bracelet. I got some. Yeah, a little trail mixture. I got a aquamarine one that brings like courage. Also brings feminine energy, and I have like a chakra balancer, and they got like a bead on there to represent every chakra in the body. So, yeah.
How many chakras in the body?
There are 110 chakras in the body, but there are 7 main chakras that we use to help regulate different energy outputs that we have. Yeah.
I like when people got answers.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a person that's new to this, you know what I'm saying? You gotta break it down, the bracelets down to me. Like, do you customize your own, or do it like is every color mean? Like, I'm trying to figure out how do y'all come about the name of it?
Oh, the name. Look, we don't name the crystals. The minerals been named. It's like diamonds. Like everybody knows what a diamond is, a ruby, a sapphire, but don't nobody really talk about the rest of the stones. Me personally, with all my bracelets, I have tons of bracelets. A little secret about me is every day I wake up, dig my hand in my pile of bracelets, shake my hand, and be like, universe, what do I need today? And this is what I pick. Sometimes I'll pick 50 bracelets. Sometimes I'll pick 2 bracelets. It depend on the vibe for the day, for real.
Because it's just like, I think the one on your left, the second one on your left, you said that was a
Bloodstone.
bloodstone. So is it called bloodstone because it got a little red on it, or like?
It actually is called bloodstone because it's a natural blood purifier. It works with the heart. It circulates the blood in the body. It purifies red blood cells and white blood cells. But I also think maybe because it's a little red too. But bloodstone can come in a lot of different colors.
I got
Y'all gotta come by the shop. It's 1803 Connecticut Avenue Northwest, right next to Assets. Yeah, y'all gotta check us out.
Throw out the IG and all that too.
Yeah, Synergy and Serenity, straight through, and yeah, that's our at Synergy and Serenity.
Stones and stuff too, like the smoky quartz I seen up there. That's like stuff that you can put up in the house. For like the, because I know a lot of people be talking about sage. Like that's the only big, you know what I'm saying, like purifier the house I heard people talking about before. But these stones you can also put in the house.
Yeah, you can put the stones anywhere. We have stones ranging in all sizes. If you ever decide to come to our location, we have a huge 4-foot citrine outside. Citrine is like the stone of like abundance and happiness. It's the happiest stone on earth. So if you ever come by, you gotta take a picture with it. You gotta touch it, rub it, say a little prayer, whatever you wanna do. And upon entering our shop, we sage you too. Like we smudge you a little bit. It's a natural disinfectant. So yeah, you gotta like, it's an experience. I don't wanna say too much. It's an experience.
We gonna come through. We gonna bring the camera up there.
Definitely,
Real quick,
definitely.
Slide through. We gonna get.
Do y'all have like the oils and the juices also?
We only have oils.
Okay.
We have like a bunch of essential oils. We got jewelry. Like I said, we got stones. We have all sage materials, Palo Santos, sage, yerba santa, cedar wood. We have all the herbs, every tea that you need, bladder root, mullein. All that
both
good
died
stuff.
when you said the tea. I'm in there. I need one of them.
And we also host classes too. We have a sound bowl meditation every Wednesday, Tarot Tuesdays hosted by me every Tuesday. We got Tai Chi and Tea every Saturday morning.
Oh.
And yeah, we got self-defense classes and yeah, we got it all. And we're black owned, woman owned. Straight black owned, woman owned. So circulate your black dollar.
In the community, you hear me? Especially the people that's working hard. She got all the answers to your questions. Hit her up, she gonna tell you what this is, what that is. So much we could talk to you about. Skye, you see why I say Wonder Woman with, you feel, off the top. Let her have you back.
Of course.